Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where we shall be taking a look at Sam's Trend Blaster indicator. This indicator is available for purchase on the MQL5 marketplace. There will be a link in the description leading you to that page where you can buy or rent this indicator. However, if you have a MetaTrader 4 platform with your broker account linked to it, as you can see, I have a Forex Time Sent account which I am using for the purpose of this video in order to show you how this indicator works and look at a couple of strategies that we can use with this indicator in order to make some profits in our trading. So when buying this indicator, you can go to the MQL5 marketplace, but one other option is to come here to file, log into your MQL5 community account, then come here to the terminal, market, under market, and you can search here for Sam's Trend Blaster indicator, which this will come, and you can buy it here, which saves a lot of hassle of installing it through the marketplace, while if you buy it here it's automatically installed and it will show up in your indicator panel. So let's dive into what this indicator includes and how to use it in order to get very good buy and sell, entry and exit signals. So the indicator itself is here in this top window. At the bottom here we have the Traders Dynamic Index Pro, which is basically a indicator that shows us the current trend of the market. So with regard to some Trend Blaster indicator, there are a couple of things that I will need to explain in order for you to understand how we use this to get very good entry and exit signals. So as we can see here, we have this white line, which is a 10 period moving average. We have this yellow line and this one, which are 100 and 200 period exponential moving averages. We have this red price band up here and this green price band down here. So this indicator, once purchased, will come with a PDF which will explain what I'm about to explain in this video. I just think that explained in a video is better, since you can see exactly what is happening other than looking like at a picture. But you should also read that PDF in order to understand what exactly is going on a bit better. But I will try my best to explain as much as I can in this video so that you can leave this video knowing exactly how to use this indicator. So how do we identify a good entry signal, either for a buy or a sell? So as we can see, there are entry signal arrows all along the indicator for buys and sells. The green ones are the buys, the red ones are the sells. But we don't trade each and every entry signal. We only trade the perfect ones, the best ones. So what exactly is, how do you exactly choose the best entry signal for a buy or a sell? So let's take a look at this sell signal over here. Now this is a very good entry signal for a sell, in that we look at three things. One is that price should be touching or be between or even above, when referring to a sell, these two price bands. So here price is above the two price bands. Secondly, we want a signal candle that is below the 10 period moving average. So if you see, we have this signal candle over here which is below the 10 period moving average. And lastly, we want the red and green line in the traders dynamic index to be below this yellow line, meaning that we are going into a downtrend. So you're getting into a sell position as we're going into a downtrend, which is perfect. That is for a sell signal. Now let's look at the opposite for buy signal. For buy signal, we want price to be touching or be between or below the two green price bands. So for example, here price came below. We do have our signal candle that is above the 10 period moving average, and here we see that the red and green lines are above the yellow line in the traders dynamic index. So this is what will help you to identify a perfect entry signal using this indicator. But this indicator does not only show you entry signals, it can also be used to identify exits. And with exits, it's pretty simple. You want to exit your trade once the opposite signal appears. So if you got into this sell position here, you might want to exit your trade around here. If you get into this buy position here, you do want to exit your trade here. This will show that things are changing. So, and when price goes your way for some time and begins to go the other way, you want to be out of that trade. And this is one way that you will be able to maximize your profits and have the most gain from this indicator. So now that we understand how exactly this indicator works, it will provide you with signals, but we won't trade all of them. We have to have our three conditions to enter a trade, because it will show you some signals like here in the middle, and this is not a good place to trade at all, because that is a point where the price tends to range for a bit, so there's uncertainty and things can go either way. They might not go exactly as the signal says it will, but if you trade at this point where we have our conditions met, there's a very high chance that things will go according to how you anticipate. So now that we've seen how this indicator works, we want to take a look at how it reacts to support and resistance points. So here we have some support points, and as you can see, this is support that has held for quite some time, and we want to see how will we evaluate these signals according to support points. So you have this area of support here, this green filled area, and as we can see, we do have price touching this green price band and a signal candle, and the red and green lines move above the yellow line. So this is a good entry point, which is confirmed by basic support and resistance. Now we can take a look at another example of how support and resistance interacts with this indicator. So over here at the top, we have our support, our resistance areas, and we can see some signals being provided by the indicator. So here we do have a point of resistance, we have a signal, which was a very good signal, and here once again we do have a resistance point followed by a signal also here. So this indicator interacts with support and resistance points in order to make your entry point a bit better and more sure basically. Also we can check out how this indicator reacts to trend lines. So I'm just gonna draw a trend line. Oops. I'm gonna draw a trend line over here. Come on, cooperate. Okay, there we go. So here we can see we did get signals here at this resistance point on the trend line, another signal here at this resistance point on the trend line, and another signal over here on this resistance point on the trend line. So we can use this indicator along with support, resistance, channel trading, and trend lines trading in order to find out better entry and exit points, which would be a very good strategy in order to maximize your gains, because you'll have a very good entry point, and once the signal changes, you know to exit. So other than that, this indicator can also be used with other indicators in order to get a better entry point. So for example, we have this signal here which satisfies our three conditions, and if you look at the RSI that I have added down here, we do see that price was in an overbought position. So this is a perfect sell signal. We can also check out other points. For example, here, yeah, here is good. So we do have our conditions are met. We do have a trend line which was acting as resistance, and we do have RSI in an overbought position. So not only can you use this indicator to get different entry and exit points, but you can also combine it with other indicators that you like using. I personally like using the RSI, so you can use it with other indicators to better affirm your entry point and give you the best possible entry point to maximize those profits, and also use it with support and resistance points, the basic support and resistance points, channels, and trendline trading to better get an entry point. You can also use it with many other different strategies that you like using, but this indicator will be the main point of the trading, as it will provide you with the signal and your work will just be to confirm it. So this is a very powerful and easy to use indicator that is sure to change your trading journey. Till next time, happy trading.